Debuting in Medarot Girls Mission on the 3DS back in 2016 and soaring through the skies ever since in Medarot S, it is APL01 Top Gunner, with a kit of radar sight, double missile, flight legs, and the leg ability of aim, which passively buffs the success of all equipped shooting parts on the build. Now unfortunately, Top Gunner does have a really nice aesthetic to it with that fighter jet, fighter pilot kind of aesthetic, which is really nice. Unfortunately, the aesthetics are about as far as it goes for Top Gunner. Radar sight is a general support skill across the team, so you generally can't go wrong with using that anywhere, as it increases the success rate of all allies by about 30% and removes any stealth or conceal effects on the enemy side, which is also nice. Both arms are missile though, which does go into the redundancy argument, especially because both attacks are AoEs, meaning that they're going to damage all 4 parts at once, and your overall damage output is going to be rather low. Unfortunately, in addition to that, the leg ability really does not match up very well with Top Gunner, as it buffs the success rate of all equipped parts on the build, but because Missile, when fully capped, always guarantees hitting the target, that boost of success really isn't going to do a lot. If anything, all it's going to do is just increase your likelihood of that missile when you firing it land a critical hit instead of a normal hit, which is nice, don't get me wrong. But unfortunately, it does kind of hurt her overall viability if you do plan to use Top Gunner for anything. As a pure set score, for the reasons stated above, I would rate her at about 4.5 out of 10, maybe a 5 depending on the situation in particular, because as I've mentioned in previous videos, Missile is a decent skill to use, but because it spreads its damage too thinly, you can't rely on it for your basic form of damage. And Radar Sight does kind of complement that just a little bit and compensate for any weaknesses, because the success rate between her head and her legs do kind of make it more likely she may land a critical hit. But again, with an AoE damaging part like Missile, it is going to be kind of wasted. As a mixed parts, however, I would rate her just a little bit higher at a 5 out of 10, primarily because in the case that you do need to end up using flight legs, she does have the naturally high mobility with that. And say, for instance, if you pair her off with, say, Hardness 10's arms or something similar, which can make use of that boost to success, then you can start making good use of those legs and the leg ability, and it's not effectively wasted. But for that reason, if you are going to farm her for anything, the legs are probably going to be the most used part on her, if any at all. Unfortunately, another weakness to her is the fact that she also cannot support any heavy parts, so if you are going to use her, making sure you do not use any on that build will be a requirement.